She's shy.
Yeah.
She's here in front of a camera.
And loving it.
Yeah. Welcome to A Cup of Tea with Bree, where I get to know some of North Queensland's most amazing parents, incredible business people and inspiring characters. Well, today's guest is all three. She is a best-selling author, motivational speaker, mental health advocate, dedicated mother and founder of Bowerbird Publishing. So please welcome the incredible Crystal Leonardi. How are you?
I'm really good, thanks, Bree. Thank you.
We've been friends on Facebook forever.
I know.
And we're officially meeting today, so
Yep.
which is awesome. We found out you went to school with my husband, and
Yep.
so we've got all these connections that we didn't know about. So I want to learn more about you today.
Sure.
So tell me about your childhood. Where were you born? How many siblings have you got?
Sure. Yeah, great. So I was fortunate enough to grow up in Cairns. And in Freshwater, which was really, really fun.
Wow.
Yeah, great suburb, and just really fortunate to, have seen Cairns at its best in the 80s and 90s.
Yeah, I bet.
And yeah, life started at 3 o'clock. We came home from school, rode bikes, played in the parks, went to the neighbours' houses, and it was fantastic. So it was just my sister and I, and loved it.
Your
Had a great
eldest?
childhood. I'm the eldest.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I knew the eldest. You've got the eldest vibe about you.
Oh, cool.
Responsible, all
Yeah.
those things.
Yeah.
So what did you want to be when you grew up?
It's really funny because I sort of only just worked it out recently when I started my business, and I've thought about this. I really don't think I knew what I wanted to be, when I was growing up. I didn't really have any professional or career aspirations. It was all about family for me. So as vanilla as it may sound, I really just wanted to be a mum and a wife, which was great.
That's
and
awesome.
It felt like life kept steering me in that path anyway. Of course, I've figured out now I want to be a publisher and an author.
Yeah.
But yeah, family and connection was really big for me growing up. So that's what I wanted to do. I just wanted to have a family.
Most important job in the whole wide world.
It is. No, it really is.
And it's undervalued a lot, I think, in society.
It is, definitely. And I got what I wanted, and I couldn't be happier.
That's
so,
awesome.
Yeah, that's me.
So what made you start your business then?
So Bowerbird Publishing started when I self-published my first book, Boy of Steel. And I say all the time it happened out of necessity, but I think it's more like serendipity. So it happened at the right time for me and for my career. My youngest child was about to go to school. When you've got 4 kids, it's a long slog to get them all there. But so I self-published Boy of Steel, and then realised at the end that it would have been a lot easier if I had have been my own publisher. So started up a publishing company with the hopes of publishing more books of my own. I knew I had a few more books in me, but it just really quickly and organically grew into a bit of a mecca for writers to come and ask for advice and help. Started doing workshops on self-publishing. And now I'm publishing everybody. So it's just
awesome.
Great. Yeah, and I'm getting a lot of joy out of that, reading other people's stories and giving them a platform to tell them their stories is great. It's wonderful.
That's so good.
Yeah.
So publishing. So how many books are on the horizon for you then?
Okay, so I've done 4 myself. I've got my new children's book with an illustrator now as well, which is great. And I've also got an anthology about working mums on farms coming out next year.
Yep.
Which is really, really fun because we're hearing lots of crazy stories about when women are left to their own devices with kids and animals and husbands who work FIFO, which is great.
Yep.
But I've got 7 other authors lined up in the midst of publishing, through Bowerbird Publishing this year. So that's incredibly exciting and rewarding as well.
That's so exciting.
Yeah.
And busy. Print deadlines.
Very, but good fun.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah. No, I love it.
I bet. So tell me then something most people don't know about you.
Ooh. So
something juicy.
Yeah, I'm a really open book. Oh, juicy. Okay, well, I don't like mangoes.
There you go.
I don't eat mangoes, which apparently is a sin if you live in the tropics.
Yeah, and you're born up in North Queensland, you don't eat mangoes.
No,
that is a sin.
But
at least you're not from Bowen.
That's
more of a sin.
That's true. I guess other than that, though, I'm actually quite a shy person, and a lot of people. It's funny, our public profile is different to who we really are. I love being at home. I'm a homebody. It drives my husband crazy. But getting up and talking to people, doesn't come as first nature to me, but I've grown in confidence obviously through my business and what we've been through with my son. But I'm still an introvert at heart. I love being at home, just happy at home with the kids on the farm in a really quiet space. So that's, I think people are surprised when they hear that, because they just see me everywhere all the time. In front of lots of people, and that's something a lot of people don't know about me.
She's shy.
Yeah.
She's here in front of a camera.
And loving it.
So tell me, what's been one of your greatest personal or professional achievements? Or we can do both.
Okay. Well, the easy one is professional, because publishing my first book, Boy of Steel, was just really proud of myself for that. Not only for the process of actually self-publishing, but getting my story out there and reliving, a really traumatic experience. But then feeling really empowered by how it's helped so many other people. So professionally, that for me is my heart. Boy of Steel has just changed everything, not just for me, but for so many other people facing a cancer diagnosis. And personally, again, my marriage and my children is a wonderful accomplishment. But I'm really proud of my rise in confidence over the last few years through my business. I wouldn't know myself 5 years ago. I wouldn't know who I am now, all in a positive way. But just the personal growth that's come from having the courage, I guess, to just really follow my dreams and do what I feel is right, and reap the benefits from a wonderful business and helping others. So
it's beautiful. So if you could have dinner with 3 people, past, present, who would they be and why? It's always interesting.
I know, right? And it's really hard to answer this one because there's so many people, and I could, come up with some fabulously, inspiring people. But definitely the first one would be my granddad, who passed away 6 years ago, I think now. And the reason I say that is because we just recently celebrated the Stratford Dolphins 60-year anniversary soccer club, and he was one of the founding members. He helped build the clubhouse and was just such a huge presence in that club. So really recently felt his presence, and I'd just love to know what he thought of it. What he thought of who was left in the club from the 60s and 70s, but also how he was always my biggest supporter, but also always on the sidelines championing everything I do. So, he left when I only had 2 children, not 4. And so much has happened in the last 6 years. So he would be loving it.
Yes, I bet.
He would be loving it. He would love, my books, just seeing me in the paper, and he would just be loving that. But also enjoying everything that came with the anniversary of the soccer club. Such a huge cultural, environment and family for him, from when he first moved to Australia. So that would be one. My second is my poor old husband, who...
She's had dinner with him since 1998.
1999. So of course, being a busy working mum and an equally busy working dad, we don't get a lot of time together, and living up on the Tablelands, there's not really anyone to go to dinner. So I'd love to just go to dinner with him somewhere away from the kids. And I guess the only other person would be myself in my 20s. Just to say, it's all good, just chill. Have faith in the fact that you're a good person, you're, you want the best for yourself, but also for others, and just don't sweat the small stuff. Stressed my whole 20s about what am I going to be when I grow up, and when am I going to have a family, and where am I going to live, and all this. And it all works out in the end anyway. And I think we're all guided in that way. In some shape or form, we end up where we're right where we're supposed to be. So
true.
Just relax. So stressed about everything in my 20s. And it all worked out in the end anyway. A couple of hiccups along the way, but it's been an incredible ride, and couldn't have wished for a better outcome. So they're my 3. Seems a little bit boring, but
not at all.
Yeah.
You said at the beginning,
that would
family
be
is the most important.
Well, it is. It really is. It really is. Yeah. And the relationship we have with ourselves is important too. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, that's it. We've had our cup of tea, and I've gotten to know you really well. So thank you so much for sharing today.
You're so welcome.
It's go and buy her book. It's a great inspirational book to help.
Thank you.
Parents going through cancer with their child.
Yeah.
So it's been a tough journey for you.
Thank you so much.
He's all good though now, yeah?
He's fine. He's just finished chemo, and again, but he's a trooper. He's 5 and a half, doing school full time. It's amazing. Yeah, he's a real, and my daughters too, we've all been through it. So we're all living day at a time and just enjoying the good moments, which is there's been a lot of them lately, so it's great. Yeah.
Because I guess there's not many parents, I mean, there are lots of parents that go through having cancer with their child. What's some advice that you can give someone that's newly diagnosed?
The best advice we got when we were in hospital was just one day at a time.
Yep.
Yeah, it can be a very overwhelming prospect, not just the whole, questioning our mortality, and all of a sudden the rug gets pulled out from underneath you. And it's daunting to constantly worry about, what if this happens, or what if that happens, or what happens if I lose my job because I'm not there, and the best advice we were given was just focus on today, whether that's a good day or a bad day, and then tomorrow's a new day. No matter what happens, tomorrow is a new day, and you can't dwell on what you can't control. So yeah, it's heavy. It's a really huge emotional burden, when it's your child, because it's so out of your control, and you're making all these decisions on their behalf, for their bodies and their future. So yeah, we try and live like that still today, one day at a time, and while he's good, he's good. So yeah, we're really thankful for that.
You're doing an awesome job. You're
Thank
a
you
great
so
advocate
much.
for parents.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for sharing your story today.
You're so welcome. Thank you, Bree.
Just remember, if you'd like to watch any other our future editions, make sure you hit the notification bell so you never miss out on a new